Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Kathy's Corner, Seed in the Sand, and this is chapter 6 of Starting Over Again. And what I wanted to talk to you today about was um, freedom and release. Those are two pretty, pretty good, um, they're good words for everybody. Letting go and being free. And so, what I wanted to talk to you today about was, like learning how to clean our own house, how to um, trust that we are capable of, like starting over again. We are capable of beginning again, having a new beginning. And um, so, what I wanted to talk about again was like how we judge ourselves really harshly, and we can allow ourselves to um, be like pigeonholed into those situations when really what we can do is expand out and say, nobody's judging me, nobody's treating me harshly, nobody's criticizing me, nobody's telling me that I can't do something. And what can I become without that judgment, without that criticism, without that feeling of shame or guilt? Um, what am I afraid of losing if I let go and trust that nobody's judging me, nobody's trying to hurt me, I'm not trying to hurt anybody else. I'm trying to protect myself in this process that we've been going through. Um, and how we can kind of let go of those core beliefs that say that we're just not enough, that we can't do it, that we're um, like the identifying ourselves into something that we're not, and becoming free. um, with me in my situation, maybe renting is a better option for me than owning. Maybe this deal isn't, as good as I once thought it was, and um, so I can be, this breaker of cycles. I can be this breaker of, um, um, messages that make me feel small. Um, Maybe I can become more. Uh oh, the dog is having a nightmare. She's whimpering. Um, what could I do if I'm not living in judgment or criticism or shame or guilt? Or what um, are my dreams and goals and, and beliefs um, that I can obtain more based on not what others think, but what I think of myself. So, yeah. So we did another class last night. So it was a lot of interesting perspective work. Um, and it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. So, what I learned from that class was that I have to learn how to become more independent, more assertive, more free and organized and clutter free, and not be this quiet little good girl that, doesn't speak up when she's scared. And um, so that's what I'm working on today, is speaking out when I'm scared and saying, it hurts it hurts to have to do, like you standing up for yourself. It's not an easy thing to do, to stand up for yourself and take care of what needs to be taken care of. It can be a very painful process, and I truly don't want to hurt anybody, but I have to protect myself in the same breath. We have to learn how to respect ourselves enough to protect ourselves. And so, yeah. And I guess that's about all for today. These are the classic tarot cards. And the cards that I'm picking today are one for the past, one for the present, and one for the future. Okay. So for the past, we have the Two of Cups. And that's like a collaboration, a connection card. They're both on the same page with each other. They're both moving forward together. All right. For the present, we have the Eight of Swords. She feels trapped. She's blindfolded. She's contained. She's bound. She's full of, surrounded by swords. But look at her feet. Her feet have every opportunity to walk away from the situation. Just walk away. Just walk away. So, and for the future, we have the Seven of Wands, defending himself in battle, holding his ground, staying strong. We'll do one more card. We'll do one more card. Okay, Judgment card. So Judgment card is kind of like that final judgment day with Saint Gabriel blowing its horn, and everybody's begging for forgiveness and wanting forgiveness from each other and from God. So, all right, and then we have the Fool card. We're learning as we go, and we're learning new lessons, and the lessons are sometimes a little challenging, but we can always get through it. So, all right. So these are the Healing Spirit cards by Gordon Smith. And the intention I'm setting in this card is just that, the challenge that the Fool has to learn. And I love that card, the Fool, because it's like a student that's learning and growing and developing. And that's what I feel like I'm doing right now, kind of going through my challenges that I'm going through. So this says, listen to the voice within when it persists. And it looks like this. All right. Okay. Your inner self is what connects you to the higher guardian spirits of the universe, who will use it to attract your attention when they have a message for you. A guardian spirit is speaking to the inner you now, and you know the message is coming from a higher source, because you are not You are being moved by the words and the feelings they bring. The guardian spirit wants you to take notice. This is your time to wake up and follow the path of life. Of light. You know this is true, as the inner voice is stronger than any voice you have ever heard in this world. Trust it right now. All right. So trust that inner voice. That inner voice is not just yourself. It's the inner knowing, the inner calling, the inner. You know that if you feel in your gut that something's not right, then trust your gut. If you feel it in your gut that something feels so good and so right and so wonderful, then trust your gut. If you feel in your gut that, it's kind of like this where, it's really great, but what about this? What about that? What about here? What about there? Do a pros and cons list. I did that yesterday, and the pros are I like the drive there to this place that we were looking at. It's livable. It's a nice place to live, and it has parking that's off the street. And the cons are this uncertain feeling that I have in my gut, and money. Is it going to cost me a lot of money down the road? And a certain person involved, it just kind of rubs me the wrong way. So I'm not sure what to do. I have 3 really strong pros and 3 really strong cons, but in the end I think the cons are going to win, and we'll have to start over and look somewhere else because I just don't want to be stuck with something that I can't control the finances of fixing and making sure things are up to code, and so it's something that I think we have to really look at, that inner voice that says which one is stronger, the pros or the cons. So we might be starting over again and looking somewhere else. So all right, that was it for today. Wish you a lovely day, and we will chat with you tomorrow.